This week I'm sharing 4 easy family meal ideas, including a leftover makeover meal. So if you need some dinner inspiration, stick around because that is what we're making this week. Hello friends, welcome back to Being Mrs. Fraser. I have 4 delicious family-friendly meals for you this week. We're going to start off strong with some shepherd's pie. Now, I know it's a little controversial calling it shepherd's pie because I did use hamburger, and I know traditionally you use lamb in shepherd's pie, but I have called this shepherd's pie growing up my entire life. I also have gotten shepherd's pie at restaurants before. I cannot think of the one local to me that has it. Oh my goodness, what is it called? I can't think of it, honestly. But anyway, they also call it shepherd's pie, and it is made with hamburgers. So I know this is technically cottage pie, but you'll have to let me know what you guys call it, whether you guys call it cottage or shepherd's pie, and what you make it with. But anyway, this is a big hit in my family. It is so easy, which when they're easy meals, that is right up my alley. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of cooking. Unless it's for, like, my dad. I don't know. I really like cooking for my dad. I like cooking for other people outside of my home. But yeah, anyway. This meal is super simple. It is literally just browning up some ground beef or whatever meat that you prefer for this and making a gravy. I'm just using a simple gravy using some beef broth and some cornstarch to make it thicker. You could definitely make a slurry with flour if you prefer instead of the cornstarch. You just need a slurry of some sort that is going to act as a thickening agent for your broth. I pour that in, let it get a little bit hot, and then I pour in a bag of mixed frozen vegetables. I like a mixture of corn, green beans, carrots, and peas, but I've seen other people put other things in there. You can also use fresh vegetables if you prefer. You know, it's kind of just up to you what you like. I've also seen others use canned vegetables. So I prefer the fresh snappiness, I guess, of frozen. Fresh and frozen in the same sentence doesn't even make sense, Tammy. Oh my goodness. I think you guys all understand what I'm saying. Anyway, I prefer the snappiness of a frozen green bean, if you will. So I'm going to go ahead and get this warmed up, let the gravy get nice and thick. I'm going to make some mashed potatoes. I like to just use a simple mashed potato, an Idaho potato that I boil. I add butter and cream and milk into it and some salt to season. I do salt the potatoes as they're boiling, and then I'll add a little bit more once they're done and I'm mashing them. Add everything to a pan, top it with those mashed potatoes, and then I prefer cheese. I love cheese, so I do sprinkle some cheese on top. I ran out of the cheddar there, as you saw, and so I just grabbed some a Mexican blend that I had in the fridge. So I pop it in the oven, let it bake until that cheese is nice and melty and gooey, and then it is done and ready to go. So simple, so easy. It takes me less than, 30 minutes to make, probably closer to like 20 minutes. So, and again, it is a huge family favorite here. Oh, I do also season the meats. Don't worry, I definitely season that. I use some seasoned salt, garlic, onion powder, pepper, things like that. So definitely let me know if that is one that you would be willing to try. Next up, we're going to start with a side dish. I am making a barbecue seasoned chicken breast sliced over mac and cheese, but I wanted a fresh side dish to go with it. So I'm going to make a cucumber onion salad. This is such a simple dish, but you want to make it ahead of time so that the cucumbers and the onions have time to meld and just kind of combine in the creamy sauce that I make. I will also say a little bit of a tip from Tammy. Your cucumbers will release a lot of liquid, a lot of water out into the salad, I guess, if you will. So you may want to cut those up kind of strain them out a bit before you add your sauces into it. I also feel like I needed a little bit more of a bite. I don't know if it needed a little bit more vinegar or maybe a little bit more like pepper or something like that. But overall, this was actually very good and so simple. I just cut up some cucumbers. I only did like half the recipe, or what the recipe called for, because I knew my family wouldn't fully eat this. I've been making some new sides that, my family isn't totally sure about at first, but they actually ended up loving these, and my husband even said this was a make again. So I am just cutting up some cucumbers. I added a white onion. I think that was another thing. I needed a stronger onion. My onion was not very strong this go around, and I feel like that would have definitely helped a little bit if I had one. I think I just used like a white onion or a sweet onion. I'm not sure which. And honestly, I don't know the difference in all like the yellow colored onions, like between the white, yellow, and sweet and Velde. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I just grabbed some yellow onions and call it a day. But sometimes they're strong, sometimes they're not. I prefer them when they're a little bit stronger, even though they make me cry when I cut them, just to give a little bit more flavor. But overall, this was definitely a delicious dish. If you're looking for the recipe, I will link everything down below, or I can type it out for you in the comments. Just go ahead and let me know if you're looking for the recipe. But this one was super easy. Again, cucumbers, 2 cucumbers, an onion. I added in some white sugar, granulated sugar, some mayo. That could be a different thing too. I maybe should have used Miracle Whip. I use Miracle Whip usually a lot when it comes to my salads. I just prefer that extra bite that Miracle Whip has. However, I did not have Miracle Whip on hand. I actually had Blue Plate, which I do like Blue Plate mayo, but again, I think next time I make this, I would use Miracle Whip. Maybe that's just the change that it needed. Anyway, then also in addition to that, I also use some white vinegar and some salt and some pepper to season everything. Again, it's super fresh, perfect for the summertime, especially if you guys are having any church get-togethers, family reunions, anything like that. This is a perfect side dish for those fun, family-friendly get-togethers.
Sometimes it's alright just to be a little wrong, with no sense of consequence, the strength to carry on. The day breaks and
There's actually another recipe that I really would love to find. When I was younger, my family used to always make cucumbers and onions, and I think they let it sit in like vinegar. I'm not 100% sure. It was not creamy though. I do remember that. It's almost like pickles, but not pickles. I don't know. If you guys know what that recipe is, somebody leave it down in the comments for me, because I never wanted it when I was younger, but I love cucumbers and onions now, so I really would love to make it. But we're going to go ahead, get this covered, and let it sit and marinate in the fridge for a few hours until dinner time and until it's time to make the rest of the meal.
sometimes love is a reason to hold on.
Next up, I'm going to go ahead and make a rub, I guess. I'm just mixing some paprika and brown sugar, garlic powder, mustard, dry mustard, celery salt, some black pepper, and some salt together to make a rub for my chicken breast. Now, I do trim a lot of the stuff off of the chicken breast. I just do not like any of the icky bits on chicken breast, so I might cut off a little more than you might like, and I do know that my husband will usually take those icky bits, as I call them, and he fries them up and eats them just fine, no problem. Your girl cannot do that. I like it very clean, no fat, no skin, no none of those yucky stuff on my chicken breast. And then I do go ahead and cut them so they are nice and thin. They cook faster that way. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to cook them this way when they are nice and thin like that. So I do like to thin them out just by, slicing right down the middle with a super sharp knife. And then I'm going to take that barbecue seasoning rub that you saw me just make, and I'm going to sprinkle it and rub it all over these chicken breasts so it gives a delicious flavor. Now, you can get pre-made mixes at the store. Use whatever your favorite barbecue rub or barbecue seasoning is. I just forgot to grab some, and I had everything on hand to make my own, so that's what I did.
Never felt a kind of love like this before. You took all the worries from my mind. Darling, please forgive me if I stare a little more. I can't look away from those brown eyes. And if we settle down,
I love this way of doing this with chicken breasts, like just seasoning chicken breasts with anything. You guys have seen me make lemon pepper chicken before. I like to do it with this barbecue seasoning and some other seasonings. It just is so simple and so delicious, but it's still kind of on the healthier side, minus the brown sugar. We won't discuss that. But it is very good. It is so simple, and this would be perfect if you are like meal prepping or anything like that and want that barbecue flavor, but without the super sugary barbecue sauce. You know what I mean? So you could definitely pair this with like a side of rice or a side of mixed vegetables as opposed to making the mac and cheese, but we're making mac and cheese, so that's what I paired it with. I will say I kind of took this idea from Miller's Ale House, I think is the name of the restaurant. They have mac and cheese that you can get, and you can get breaded chicken fingers on top, and I actually have gotten them in like the buffalo sauce before, but I don't know, I kind of wanted to change it up, but I kind of used a little bit of their idea by making the mac and cheese. My mac and cheese is super simple, you guys, but my kids love it way better than the Kraft mac and cheese. So I just boil up some pasta, whatever pasta you like, add in some milk and some butter and Velveeta, and melt it all down, and then I season it with pepper. So no salt. So there's plenty of salt in the Velveeta, so I don't need any of that. I also use salted butter, but I do like the little kick that it adds with some black pepper. You could use white pepper as well if you'd like, but anything like that. And then I just sliced up the chicken breast, put that on top, and then for my side, the cucumber and onions. And again, this was absolutely delicious. It gave the cucumber and onion side, just gave the dish a fresh, light feeling, as opposed, because, since the mac and cheese is just such a heavy dish. So let me know if you guys would try this one. It was definitely a delicious meal. So next up is actually kind of, I guess, a remake of a dinner. I made some nachos a few nights previous to this, and my kids ate all the chips. So I didn't have any chips left, and this was a church night, so my kiddos eat at their youth group. Their youth group provides an easy dinner for them. So it kind of gave me a break from making a full family meal, but instead of spending money, I decided to just kind of renew some leftovers. So we had some hamburger that I had left over from the nachos and some cheese and other toppings. So I did just make I just opened a can of beans to make some refried beans. These are just pinto beans. I just added some butter and some taco seasoning to them. I make my own taco seasoning. I think I've shared that with you guys before. I can share it with you guys again if you guys are interested. Let me know and I'll type it out for you, no problem. But I just made that as a side. I actually needed to cook for both me and my husband, and so I needed it to kind of go a little bit farther. I made myself a quesadilla with a leftover tortilla that we had from, I think it was Quesadillas before. I don't remember if I shared that or not. But anyway, we had some leftover quesadillas. We had the leftover nacho meat. So I just made some beans. I added that all to the tortilla, added some cheese, and made a quesadilla with it. It was so delicious, you guys. And again, I used up some leftovers that we had. I just topped it with some sour cream, salsa, and jalapenos, and some of that nacho cheese, which my nacho cheese, you guys, is just some melted down Mexican Velveeta with a little bit of milk. just so you guys know. It's so easy and simple, but absolutely delicious. And, you know, it used up the leftovers. I didn't spend money on going out to eat. It was all stuff that I already had. So my husband did not want the quesadilla, though. I did actually make him a burrito, which I totally forgot to film for you guys. He came home later that night anyway. So after I'd already ate my dinner. So he got a burrito, and then actually we even had enough for one leftover burrito that one of my kiddos ate the very next day. I love doing this, though. It just is a way, again, to use up those leftovers that you may not have all the ingredients that you need for it.
A woman's design is divine.
So on to the final meal of the day, and this one is super easy. It is goulash. So I have not made goulash in years, you guys. I think the last time I made it was in our old house, and we've lived in this new house here for just over 4 years. So it's definitely been a while. So I don't know. It was just sounding good. And so it's basically just some old-fashioned goulash, nothing too crazy. Just browned up some ground beef, added an onion to it. I used 2 pounds of ground beef with a whole onion chopped up. I cooked down my ground beef, and then I added the onion and let that cook down until it kind of got translucent. And then I go ahead and season it with all the seasonings. I used some seasoned salt. I used garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, minced garlic. Don't come for my garlic, y'all, because that's what it just makes it so much easier. I used a can of tomato sauce and then 2 cans of diced tomatoes. So super easy. I let that kind of all cook together, and then I added in some elbow pasta. I think I used like 2 cups or so. It's the small box of elbow pasta from Walmart. And then I did end up adding in 2 cups of water as well, because it needed a little bit more liquid to cook down that pasta.
No flimsy paper plate.
So I do have a question for you guys. I have stopped doing grocery hauls because I'm not doing huge grocery hauls myself anymore. I've been shopping weekly for when we need things. I do usually get a huge grocery, not a huge grocery haul, but like I buy all my meat and everything at the beginning of the month from BJ's, and any extras that we may need, like toilet paper towels, you know, all the feminine products and deodorants and all those things. And then weekly, I meal plan for the week, and then I kind of go off of there. It's actually helped save a lot of money. It has also helped with making sure that we are eating what I had planned, as opposed to it not sounding good and going out to grab something. But I'm just curious if you guys want to know maybe the prices of what I'm still spending a week. Like I could probably price out each meal for you guys and share it with you. If you guys are interested in that, just let me know. Also, here comes the controversial part of goulash. You guys have to let me know. Does cheese belong in goulash? My oldest hates cheese, so you guys saw me serve up a bowl of the goulash before I added the cheese. That was for her, and then I added cheese to it. I prefer cheese in goulash. I love it. This recipe actually calls for shredded cheese. I just used Velveeta, so use whatever works for you. But you guys will have to let me know if that's what you guys do with your goulash. But anyway, I hope this video was inspiring for you. Maybe gave you some ideas for your own upcoming dinners. I hope everyone is staying happy, healthy, and safe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Night I hope I fall asleep.